Hello and welcome back to another episode of Math with Sohn. Today, we're going to be quickly going over how to determine when looking at triangles whether or not they are congruent and by what property, okay? So when you're looking at any of them, it would be good to know what ones are allowed and what ones aren't. So all of these on the left side, these are all allowed, and the only three that are not allowed are angle, 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 and angle, side, side. So that would be probably a better thing to remember is that these are the two that are not allowed, and it doesn't matter if you spell it backwards. That's still not allowed. Everything else is allowed, okay? So if you know the two that are not allowed, then it's a lot easier to identify what it is based off of what's remaining, okay? So you need to be looking at the sides first and identifying what letters are we going to have first here? So here we have a double hash mark and a single hash mark. So we have two sides, and then always look for things in the middle that are shared. This third side in the middle is shared, so that would be a side, side, side relationship because you have three sides. No kidding. All right, side, side, side's not normally what people run into issues with. They run into issues with these right here. Now here, look at the double hash mark we have. That's an angle because it's not on the actual side of the triangle. And then you have a single hash mark here, which is another angle, which limits us to either angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle. Now you have to ask yourself, where is the side located? Is the side located on the outsides or in the middle? Well, in this case, it's located in the middle between the two angles and happens to be in between the two triangles. So it's an angle here, a side here, and then an angle. We got angle, side, angle. No problem. Okay, moving right along. We're going to get through these quick. Quick, guys. These are easy. I want you to know how easy these are so you can do them on your own. All right, what do we got here? We got, looking at one triangle, because that's all we have, an angle, go in order from either left to right or wrapping around. Here we have an angle. We skipped this side, which is okay, an angle with a double hash mark, and then a side. Notice how I didn't go from the side and then wrapped around this way because it was a side. We skipped an angle, we skipped a side, and that just didn't feel right. So I went angle, angle, side. Is it angle, angle, side on the other triangle? Angle, angle, side. So we got angle, angle, side, everybody. All right, here's a unique one. If you have a right angle, it could be hypotenuse leg. It doesn't have to be, but it might be. All right? Hypotenuse leg is one of the only times, actually it is the only time where angle side side is allowed. And do we have that here? We have a right angle, we have a side, and we have the shared side, which would have been angle side side because we have an angle and then a side and then a side. However, it upgrades when it's a right angle and it turns into hypotenuse leg. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. This one, we have two sides automatically. So if we have two sides automatically, it is going to have to be at least side angle side or side side side. Can't be any of the others. All right. Now, what other thing do we have? Well, we have always look out for shared sides in the middle like I have here and here, but also look for vertical angles because vertical angles are a given. All right, so we have a side and then a side and then an angle. So if I fill in side, side, and angle, everything might look hunky-dory, but if we spell that backwards, it's probably one of the ones your teacher told you is not allowed, so we can't do that. That is on the not allowed one. Angle, side, side is not a measure of congruence, so we can't do this one. We wouldn't label it that. You would just say not congruent. You could also be fancy and do the not congruent symbol. Well, you'd have to spell the word not. All right, next one. This one's a little bit harder. We have two parallel sides here. And because these sides are parallel, normally when you have parallel sides, you are also going to have some sort of congruent angle. Let's see if we have any here. And in this case, I believe we do. Let's see. If I just redraw this as like this parallel line and this parallel line with this guy right here, you would notice, hopefully, that these two angles right here would be considered corresponding angles, one on the inside, one on the outside type of deal, which means that this angle here and this angle here would also be congruent. All right? So with that in mind, that means that we have two angles, and where is the side located in between those two angles? Yes, it is. It's in between the two angles. If the side is located in between, then you put the S in between the A's if the side is located in between. Here, we got a side, an angle, and then a shared side. Is the angle located in between the two sides visually? Well, in this case, this angle is visually kind of in between those two sides. So because of that, we would go side, angle in between, side. Side, angle in between, side. All right. This one is a bit of a gamble because there's actually a few things, I think. Currently we have hypotenuse and a leg scenario because we have an angle side side with a right angle. But you also, because you could fill in these vertical angles, have angle angle side. All right, so you have two options for this one. You could, without filling in the vertical angles, call it hypotenuse leg because we have a hypotenuse right triangle and a leg of a right triangle. But you could also call it angle angle side this direction or angle angle side that direction. So both of them would be okay. I would probably say hypotenuse leg would be the quicker of the two, but you never know. All right, just a few more for us right now, and then we are going to be done, and we're going to be happy because we understand it finally. All right, fill in the vertical angles. Where are the vertical angles? Right here. Notice I'm doing a double hash mark because we already had the single taken. All right, that just means we have a different angle that's equal. So what do we have going on here? We have two angles and a side. So it's going to be either angle, angle, side or angle, side, angle. Think of the letters. Is the side visually in between the two angles? No, it's not. Because it's not visually in between the two angles, we are going to have angle, angle, side. That side is not placed physically in between them. It's kind of off to the left and to the bottom. And same thing here, angle, angle, side up at the top. All right? And this one over here, we got two left. We got a shared side. We have side, side, and an angle. That's it. That's all you got, side and angle. You can't use the other angle on the other triangle. You can only use one triangle. So because we have a side and then an angle, we have a no congruent here. Not congruent, everybody. You only got two things. I didn't put that in the not list. You have to have at least three things for it to be considered a congruent triangle. I know hypotenuse leg only says two things, but you had to have the right angle to know it was a hypotenuse. All right. Last but not least, we got this shared angle in the middle, that vertical angle. And then you also know with these triangles that we have some sort of angle congruency there with the parallel line. So I'm going to draw these off to the side. And then I'm going to kind of draw this connector right here. If we draw that connector right here, we would have alternate interior angles right there and there. So that could be placed here and here. And I did a triple for no reason. I thought single was already taken. And with that in place, we now have enough to do angle, angle, and then a side. You could go that direction, or you could go from this triple, angle, angle, side. All right? Angle, angle, side. Interestingly enough, it could have been, you could have filled in an angle here and here for just the different alternate interior. So it could have been angle, side, angle as well. So both of them would have been correct. It depends on where you put your corresponding angle. Not corresponding, alternate interior. That's going to do it for this one, everybody. Until next time, stay positive, my friends, and I will see y'all later. Bye.